Well, the right to die debate has returned to the Minnesota State Capitol. The legislation that would allow medical aid in dying cleared a House committee Thursday after 5 hours of often emotional testimony. John Croman joins us with more about what this argument's about. Hi, John.
Hey, Kent. Representative Mike Freeberg first brought this bill in 2015, and it's legislation modeled after the system they have in Oregon. He's had trouble getting any traction with it, but supporters are encouraged by what happened at the state capitol Thursday.
They ultimately diagnosed me with glioblastoma. This is the most aggressive terminal brain cancer.
Every time the end-of-life bill comes up for a hearing, the room is packed, and the testimony can be heart-wrenching.
So if there are no more treatment options, then I deserve more death options. I'm not afraid of death, but I am afraid of how I will die.
I chose immediately to go on hospice, and I wish this bill could help me out.
She didn't fear death. It would be a chance for her to see her mom and dad again. But she feared choking to death.
Some view medical aid in dying as the slippery slope toward euthanasia for persons with disabilities.
During that time, I fell into a deep depression, and I just wanted to die. But I'm so grateful that assisted suicide was not available.
Assisted suicide re-weaponizes the medical community against people with disabilities.
The legislation would require 2 physicians to agree that a person has a terminal illness, just 6 months to live, and still have the decision-making capacity to understand the choice they're making before they can get a prescription for life-ending drugs. Dr. Rebecca Thoman is with the group Compassion and Choices.
That they have to be able to self-ingest the medication. So it's through the GI tract. There are no infusions and no injections allowed. So this is not euthanasia. It's not what we do to our pets. This is really proactive from the patient. They have to make the request, sign the document.
No, this is not a good approach. This is absolutely a bad bill.
State Senator John Hoppen penned an op-ed in the Star Tribune citing the Hadamar Hospital in 1930s Germany, where people with disabilities were poisoned to death.
They would kill the child, and then the parents would get a notification that, oh, sorry, your kid died of X, Y, and Z. There was no oversight.
He cited the profit-driven healthcare rationing already happening in America as an example of a system that makes life and death choices beyond the purview of lawmakers.
It's not about autonomy. I mean, if it was about autonomy, you would go into the existing statute that exists within the healthcare directive. That's about autonomy, right? When I'm laying there, this is my healthcare directive. It's already been put in there.
This is really about people who are dying. Most of the diseases, again, look at the data from all the other states. Who uses this? People with cancer, number one. Then people with ALS and other degenerative diseases.
Now, after that marathon session, the bill passed the committee on a 10-5 vote and now goes next to the House Public Safety Committee. There is a companion bill in the Senate, but based on what we heard from Senator Hoffman, that will probably be an uphill battle. Kent?
John, you mentioned this has been years in the making. From one legislator, is there any belief then with what you said about the Senate that this would move anywhere this year?
It really just depends on whether they can get a bipartisan mix of senators behind it, and that's not clear yet.
Okay, thanks, John.